no mistaking that sound.
They say it sounds like potato, potato, potato. Something that you can really get attached to.
Loved and hated by millions. Some cringe, some crane, searching for that Harley belching freedom's anthem. Steve Drane's been making roads and tracks rumble on Vancouver Island for nearly 40 years.
That one run after riding that hill climb for 15 years, I knew the minute I took off from the start that this was going to be the premier run, and sure as heck it was, you know.
Nailed to the wall, the life of a biker.
First bike my dad and I built, and it had a wooden frame.
The second was driven by a gas-powered washing machine.
Everybody made fun of it, but then all the other kids wanted to ride it.
Much like Steve's, the first Harley was built in a backyard shed in 1903 by childhood friends William S. Harley and Arthur Davidson. Like Steve's story, the Harley-Davidson tale is one of survival.
2 great wars, the Depression, all that sort of stuff, it really shows.
Between 1900 and 2010, they competed against hundreds of rival manufacturers. They outlasted them all.
One company, Harley-Davidson, out of almost 400.
The Pistons' thunder seized him early in life. He worked as a mechanic after school when he was 13.
At age 18, I was working in the shop as journeyman mechanic.
Since then, he's peddled chrome and metal to thousands of men and women.
Basically, it started from zero.
He opened his first store in '76, a tiny shop on Douglas Street.
Went up and you turned one handlebar in first and then the second one. It just had a standard-sized door.
His Harley-Davidson dealership began in '87. Some of his best years, he says, spent on Cloverdale Avenue.
Very, very good place.
Before moving to Langford.
And I enjoyed 16 years there, but always in the back of my mind, I knew at some point we were going to build a standalone, purpose-only built Harley-Davidson store.
In '09, he went from 5,600 square feet to 30,000, just as the global recession began slamming retail doors shut.
The downturn hit us, and it hit us hard.
Sales slipped by 40%, but Steve says he's been here before, during the '80s recession.
It was a tough haul, and you know, everybody thought I was going to turn turtle.
To survive, he sold over 700 lawnmowers.
I don't know. My dad brought me up just to keep grinding away at it, you know.
And so, the very freedom he sells keeps this dog chained to the desk. He never married.
No, I'm married to the motorcycle shop. Sometimes I look at it and I say, you know, I wished I could have, would have, but I'm not mad about it.
If this is his wife, then racing's his mistress.
I've had a go at just about everything that you could race on 2 wheels.
Dragsters, road race, motocross, sidecars. But his forte, he says, was the hill climb.
We devastated everybody 1979, 80, 81, 82, and 83.
He holds the Mount Doug Hill Climb record, a race with a 65-year history. If he had a son, it'd be this guy, Damien Cowden, his shop mechanic turned drag racer.
It's not for everybody, but Damien is the man for the job.
Steve's taken him under his wing.
He's working on a new power plant for a new bike, and we should be raising a few eyebrows in the next year or so.
Yes, Steve says he's happy with his 2-wheeled relationship. It's been a good ride.
Yeah, it's good. The big thing for me is the people I meet. We end up with more of a relationship than just being simply customer and bike shop owner. I've had the real privilege of meeting so many neat people, and a lot of them are very, very good personal friends of mine. And that's one thing that keeps me really going.
Steve says he rides when he can, never as much as he'd like. He travels, and he still tinkers with the relics.
30 years ago, I watched this bike over the fence at Westwood Racetrack, and it was him racing it. So here we are 30 years later. Now it's going to be a vintage Battle of the Twins.
Yeah.
Steve says he'll keep on chugging along for as long as he can. He jokes it's about his retirement plan.
You're just going to find me at my desk one day, keeled over. I mean, that's just going to be the way it is.
Steve's a dog with a bone. A lone wolf who's witnessed 4 Harley dealerships fold on the island.
Harley-Davidson actually has a soul. You get attached to that sound, get attached to the way you sit on it. It's like flying an aircraft that you're 3 feet off the ground.
Every day is a challenge. The dollar, the economy,
We just keep on grinding.
and if that doesn't sound like the biker spirit, I don't know what does. In Langford, I'm Paul Beilstein.